Hi guys, welcome back to another book review. Today we're doing Christopher Hitchens' Mortality. This book wasn't actually finished before, sadly, he lost his life in 2011. But his wife did pick up his unfinished notes and make a final chapter, which is essentially nonsensical. It's just a collection of notes and writing downs and jottings that he had when he died. But for those of you that don't know, Christopher Hitchens died of esophageal cancer or throat cancer, which is also something that killed my grandfather. So this is the reason that I ordered this book and read it. For anyone who knows anyone who runs through, who has had cancer, this book is absolutely brilliant. It is brutal, honest, out there. It does not hold back. In true Christopher Hitchens style, the truth is the truth. He's not shying away from it. He writes things that really strike a chord with either people who have suffered from cancer, people who are suffering from cancer, or people like me who have known someone to suffer from cancer. Particularly, as I say, my grandfather had the very same cancer. He says about the shock of losing his voice and how that felt and how he felt about that. But he also says he could deal with that. Losing his voice wasn't a problem. What he feared most was losing his ability to write. And he says things that you wouldn't think about, things that even I didn't think about, where he says, losing your hair, you expect that, you know that's coming, you wait for it. When you lose your hair, it's not a shock. But what is shocking is going to shave and just feeling the blade slip down your face because there's no hair. What is shocking is scratching your eye and your eyebrow falls off into your face, and things like that is brutal. He is unrestrained as ever, even in his last days. He's not afraid to shy from the truth. Naturally, the subject of religion comes up here. He does note that he got a lot of messages from people he'd associated with over the years, priests and imams and religious figures who would 9 times out of 10 would message him or contact him or call him saying, "I'm praying for you," and then he would say it would feel very charming until you realise that they're not praying for you to get better. They're not praying for you to recover. They're praying for you to see the light before you die and to convert 9 times out of 10. And then he completely puts to bed any idea that you may be having of him potentially having a deathbed conversion. In fact, his last words were, "Don't keep the faith." His last public words were known to be, "Do not keep the faith." His very last words are reported to be, "Capitalism downfall." His last words ever uttered on this earth. So that book really, really struck a chord with me because it is harsh, brutal, unrestrained. It is essentially the diary of a man who has got cancer, is smart enough to know what's coming, and it's his story of him coming to terms with his inevitable death and the fact that he doesn't make any bones about why he got cancer. He says at one point, I can't find it in a minute, but he says it's a lifetime of whiskey and cigars that have done this to me, nothing else. He says a lot of religious people, while some were messaging him, calling him in support, a lot of them were online or in columns or in books condemning him, saying that this cancer was punishment by their various gods for his life of sin. And he says, it wasn't God that did this to me, it was me. It was my lifestyle of whiskey and cigars and overindulgence. So that is a very honest book, very, very upfront about his condition, his illness, and he's coming to terms with it and dealing with it. So for anyone who hasn't read it, as I say in every book review, pick it up, read it. It is really, really worth a go. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.